Okay, we've got some red on the screen as we approach the opening bell on Wall Street. On the right-hand side of the screen, miraculously, Keith Fitz is about to appear. All right, Keith, you say Moody's downgrade is just a joke. Have you been listening to David Barnson, who seems to agree with you?
No, I haven't, but I tell you what, if you put this in terms that everybody can understand, why do you have a fire alarm in your house if the dang thing doesn't go off until after it's burned to the ground? That's what these ratings agencies are doing. I mean, let's not forget that they gave everybody AAA coming into the credit crisis in 2008 and 9.
So it's irrelevant, right? I mean, you're an investment guy, you pay no attention to it at all.
No, I really don't, and I'll tell you why. And all joshing aside, these guys are trying to remain relevant. That's great. They're filled with a lot of smart people who do a lot of great analysis. But they're stating the obvious, Stuart. Interest rates that everybody talks about are not yield. They're an assessment of risk. And the market is taking care of that function for us. The rates have been going up.
What about a government shutdown? That doesn't bother you at all?
Well, it does bother me personally because I think it's an absolute disgrace. But as an investor, I've got to see through that. I don't have the luxury of taking sides. I've got to believe that cooler heads are going to prevail, and I've got to pick companies that are going to survive whether they shut down or not. Okay,
let's turn to my favorite subject, Microsoft. The stock is up 54% so far this year. How much? It's at 368. How much higher do you think it can go?
Well, we're taking on my target now. We're hitting my annual target right up against that. I am starting to think, Stuart, about $500 a share and or a new split within the next 24 to 36 months.
Hold on a second. Hold on. David Barnson is sitting right next to me. $500 a share for Microsoft takes you up to a PE ratio of roughly 70?
No, about 60. About 60 times, yeah.
Would that be a little rich for you, Keith?
Not if the stock goes along for the ride. Here's the thing. For every $100, $120 in spending in Azure and AI, I think we're putting another $50, $75, even $100 in AI generative revenue on the line. If I'm right, then that talks about another maybe $110 billion into that business unit alone. Given that 50 to 60% of Microsoft's product suite is going to be AI involved within the next 3 to 6 years, I think that number is actually kind of reasonable.
Okay. We'll ask David for more input a little bit later on. I've got 40 seconds left for you. What do you expect to come out of Wednesday's meeting, Xi Jinping, Joe Biden? Because you concentrate on Asia.
I do. I've spent an awful lot of time there, including in mainland China. I think that the West is going to perceive it as chess, but the Chinese perceive this as geopolitics. I think they know Biden's weak. So really, it's going to be about setting boundaries in Russia, in Ukraine, with regard to Taiwan, not about trade like the U.S. is going to try to position it.
Okay, so my takeaway from this meeting with you, Keith, is the downgrade doesn't matter, and Microsoft's going to $500 a share. I mean, that was a terrific performance there, Keith Fitz, and we appreciate you being with us. Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Stuart. Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below, and of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.